Okay. You know that Unit 4 is talking about people and the planet, and you know that many people wonder at the beauty of nature, but do they wonder about the future of our planet? This is like the
Yes.
thing that we have to wait. When I'm done, you can raise your hand if you will have something. Okay, just like let me start with my introduction. So, as we said, that many people wonder at the beauty of nature, but do they wonder about the future of our planet? So, this is what we are going to read about. Most of the selections that we're going to read about is going to talk about the environment and about the good and bad effects that people or human have left on the environment. So, what effects do people have on the environment? I think last time when we had the discussion, like you were saying, or like you participated with some of your opinions. Let's revise that now, and then we're going to move to another point. So, if you are ready to participate and say something about what we have discussed last time, like what are the positive or negative effects that people left on the environment? Raise hands, please. Yes, Mona.
Yes. So I wrote in Padlet, people and animals depend on Earth for many reasons, and the most important is food, water, sun, air, and place to live. If we don't have these uh, resources, we can't live.
Yeah, okay. So what kind of good effects or bad effects that people have left on the environment? Like what? What think about, for example, the good things that people left on the environment.
Maybe like they, I don't know what they call it in English, like يعمرون الأرض,
Okay.
like they build
Yeah, but is it like
the earth.
is it like constructing buildings? Do you think that constructing buildings is a good effect on the earth?
Some of them,
Mm.
not all of them.
Yeah.
Like how do you use this thing? You know what I mean?
Like if it was built on forests, for example, if they cut off trees,
Yeah. So if they
trees,
took off trees, it's a bad thing. But if it's like a desert and you made it in a better place,
yeah,
no, you would.
this is a good
It
effect.
would be a better thing.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Mona. Aisha?
Miss, like the good effects, miss, because sometimes like we like miss we make like hamla so we could like clean the earth.
Mean? Mm-hmm.
And miss, it's like when we plant some like trees and everything, and we like take care of all the plants. That's the good effect. But like the bad effect, when we just like, for example, we say that we are going to build a city in a forest. So like half of the forest we're going to cut all of the trees and everything.
Yeah.
So like we're destroying nature of the earth.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Okay. Who else wants to say something? Fatma? Fatma Zahra.
Yes, Miss. Hello.
Bad effects or good effects that we could on Earth.
Okay, I'll say one of I'll say bad effects and a good effect. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the bad effect that there this what yeah we started to have pollution because so we're building factories to create stuff like televisions and laptops and these stuff. So sometimes while doing these things, it might okay, it might pollute the air.
Yeah.
Yes, and also maybe
You know,
pollutes the water.
they release like carbon dioxide in the air, and you know that CO2 like traps heat at the atmosphere, and that makes the earth warmer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, for a good effect, people nowadays they're now we're more advanced with technology, right?
Yeah, but this is not on the environment. It's like a good thing for the humans' needs, but like not for the
Oh, okay.
environmental needs, we could say, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Miss, but sorry, I don't know how. I don't know. I didn't
No
prepare for
problem.
this question.
No, it's okay. We are discussing, so this is an open discussion. Thank you, Fatma. You're doing a great job. Mona, you're still raising your hand. Do you want to say something?
No, nothing. I just wanted to present the Pixton
Yeah, I will
for
let
the
you.
Rethinking the Wild.
Yeah, inshallah. Now, after just we have something else to watch. Here we have actually a video about the good and the positive and negative effects on the environment. It's like made by some students. They were like talking about some like good effects that we have made on the environment and some of the bad ones. Now let's watch.
Positive and negative effects on the environment by Tyson C. Construction of farms has a positive effect on the environment because it produces food for consumers, such as fruits, veggies, meat, and eggs. A nursery produces plants to improve oxygen. Building transportation systems has a negative effect on the environment because it pollutes the air and water. The land animals also lose their habitats by building roads. Building dams has a positive effect on the environment because it prevents flooding, generates electricity called hydropower. It is like an aquifer. Adding fertilizer has a positive effect on the environment. It's a chemical added to the soil to increase its health. Adding herbicides to the environment is a positive effect. It is a chemical that is toxic to unwanted plants. It leaves crops unharmed. Adding pesticides has a positive effect on the environment. It is a substance used for preventing and destroying insects harmful to plants and animals. Destruction of wetlands has a negative effect on the environment. Animals lose their habitats, and it also destroys nature, plants, trees, and water. Destruction of forests has a negative effect on the environment. We lose oxygen when we cut down trees. Animals lose their homes. Forests contain many natural resources too. I learned that there are many positive effects on the environment, but there are also negative effects on the environment.
Okay, that's it. So actually, when we started the launch text last time, we were talking about saving the whooping cranes. And these are like kinds of birds that you know that they were about to extinct and they were dying because of the change that has happened to the environment. One of the organizations actually thought about a solution, and we have read that in the first 5 paragraphs. And I asked you to prepare like Pixton summary for the first 5 paragraphs. So if you're ready to present, raise your hand, please, because we're going to continue with the rest of the text today. And then we have also some discussions that we're going to do after we finish the text. Yes.
Miss will present Pixton.
Yeah, raise your hand if you're ready to present Pixton. Okay, Muna and Aisha. So we're going to start with Muna.
Okay, so I'll just
Yeah,
share. But Miss, can you remove?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Whooping cranes are dying because of water pollution and people shooting them.
Muna,
And
it's still
yes.
black. Could you please stop and do again? It's not showing.
Okay. Miss, I'm trying to stop it, but he is not allowing me. I don't know why.
منى الانترنت connection مالك زين؟
Yeah.
Now I'm stopping. Start again.
Okay, I will try again. Now, can you see anything?
Yeah.
Okay. Whooping cranes are dying because of water pollution and people shooting them, and from the environment around them might not be suitable for them. We should take these whooping cranes to Florida. I think it will be better there. Uh, it is a better environment there than Wisconsin, or they will get in danger. Mr. Mass, I need to tell you something very important. The whooping cranes are dying because of water pollution and shooting, and Wisconsin environment is not good for them, and they will be in danger. So it will be better if we flew them to Florida. I think this is a good idea. I'm going to send them in the next plane to Florida. The whooping cranes arrived to Florida. So Miss, I read the second part of the story, and I found out that like a
Still, don't talk about
grandpa
it.
and a
No,
grandmother.
no, don't talk about it because this is still we didn't read it.
Okay,
So,
so hi there.
no, so you could
Yeah.
continue when we finish. I will let you finish that part. Would you please repeat the second and third slides?
Okay. Hi there. The whooping cranes are doing great, and I can see they are more happy here.
It's stuck. Move back.
Can you see now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi there. The whooping cranes are doing great, and I can see they are more happy here in Florida. And don't
No,
be scared.
Mona,
We will take.
Mona, I want you to go back. Go back. I don't want you to just talk about the second part of the story. Yes. Yes. From here.
Here only?
Yeah. This one and
Okay.
that one.
So should I say it again?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Max. I need to tell you something very important. The whooping cranes are dying because of water pollution and the shooting, and Wisconsin's environment is not good for them, or they will be in danger. So it will be better if we flew them to Florida. I think it is a good idea. I'm going to send them in the next plane to Florida. The whooping cranes arrive to Florida.
To Florida. Excellent. Thank you, Mona. So we stopped here. And then after that, we have the rest of the text. We have the rest of the story. We're going to see what happened to them after they arrived to Florida. Let's start with Aisha. Thank you, Mona. Great job. MashaAllah. So happy with what you've done.
Thank you, Miss.
MashaAllah. Yes, Aisha. Start sharing. Aisha.
Miss?
Yes, Noor.
Miss, can I do mine tomorrow?
Yeah, no problem. But for tomorrow, we're going to do the whole story because we're going to finish.
Yeah, okay.
So it's going to be from the beginning till the end. And Muna, I will let you present again tomorrow the whole thing, okay?
Hi, Ms Naiera.
Hi, Zainab.
Okay.
صباح الخير.
صباح النور.
Miss, I read the second part so I can like combine them together.
I know. But like, I didn't want you to present it before just we finish it today. Thank you.
Miss, we have a session in 4.
I'm not sure. I didn't decide yet. It depends.
Okay.
I'll see. But like, I think no. Maybe tomorrow because tomorrow we don't have a session in the morning. So maybe we're going to have another one at 4. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, is Aisha, start?
You can see my screen.
Yeah.
This lunch text talks about how could animals get endangered because of us. You have to save the endangered species of birds, so bring them to Florida. Oh, look, that's the birds. Let's take them to Florida. Okay, we just need to put them in a safe place.
Wow.
And that's how scientists save those birds and put them in a safe place so they won't be extinct.
So you stopped until the release pen. Could you please get back to the release pen, Aisha? You skipped that slide.
What?
Back to the release pen.
Okay. I share my screen again.
Yeah. Okay.
That one.
Yes, this one. Okay. So as you see, they brought them to Florida and they put them in a release pen to raise like a new flock or like new generation. And they said that they didn't want them to be tamed. They want them to keep as wild as they are. So that's why they didn't want people to be around them for a long time. Because if they like felt like familiar with people, that time they will be like tame animals, and that will change their characteristics. So this is the thing that we're going to continue with. We're going to start now with the second part of the story, and we will see what happened with one of the families. And we will decide, or like you have to show your position towards this thing, if you are with the idea that the lady did, or if you are against, and then we're going to discuss this position. Okay, so thank you, Aisha. Great job. So creative as usual, you and Muna. And I'm expecting like more tomorrow. Yeah, I loved it so much. Okay.
Mr. Tomorrow I complete.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that was good. It was like a good revision for the first part of the story. And then in the second part, we're going to continue. And tomorrow I will let you present from the beginning till the end. Now, let me share my screen and let's go back to the book. Okay, so last time we read the first 5 paragraphs and it had what you have explained in your summary now, you and Muna. And we were saying that the whooping cranes were like endangered. So that's why an organization decided to take them to another place, which is Florida. And they disguised, this is the plane, as you see. Let me just take the pointer or the spotlight so you will know where I'm pointing at. So they took them, as you see, these are the birds. This is the flock. And here we have the plane. They disguised themselves and they were trying to guide them to Florida, which is a safer place for them. And now we're going to start from paragraph 6. Here you're going to see that after they reached Florida, they were put into a release pen with no top netting, so they can fly and get back, but they have feeders. That's why they go to the place where they can eat. So the birds could fly away themselves when they were ready. The complex was surrounded by houses. In fact, it was practically in the backyard of a couple named Gibbs. And that's where the second part of the story starts. Let's see, when they lived with these people, with the Gibbs family, what happened to them. Are you ready now to hear? I think yes.
Yes.
In fact, it was
Yes.
in the backyard of a couple named Gibbs. And that's where the second part of the story starts. The Gibbses, an elderly couple who'd lived there for 50 years, loved nothing better than to sit on their back porch, sip tea, and watch the birds as they fed from the 2 bird feeders they'd set up in the backyard. There were all kinds of birds around, but the Gibbses' favorites were the whooping cranes that had started showing up lately. As far as Operation Migration was concerned, this could destroy their project. Unless something were done about those feeders, the birds would continue to hang around the Gibbses' house. They would no longer be wary of people and wouldn't be able to survive on their own. After explaining the situation to Mrs. Gibbs, representatives from Operation Migration asked her to remove the feeders from her backyard. She refused. Her husband, it turns out, was dying of Alzheimer's, and the only thing that made him happy and brought him into the present was seeing the family of whooping cranes in his own backyard. The scientists were unmoved by Mrs. Gibbs's story. They were thinking of the birds that people had spent 24 hours a day trying to keep wild. They were thinking of all the time and money they had invested in this group of cranes. But in the end, they had to back down. How can you ask a woman to choose between her husband and a flock of birds? According to John Moalem, Mrs. Gibbs did what any of us would do. As humans, we are hardwired to put our particular set of needs above others. We also have a responsibility to be the Earth's caretakers because of the power we have over other species. And sometimes we have to be comfortable balancing our needs with theirs.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to read and discuss each paragraph. So please raise hands if you're ready to read. Noor, starting from paragraph 6. Yes.
Miss I read?
Yeah.
The Gibbses, an elderly couple who'd lived there for 50 years, loved nothing better than to sit on their back porch, sip tea, and watch the birds as they fed from the 2 bird feeders they'd set up in the backyard. There were all kinds of birds around, but the Gibbses' favorites were the whooping cranes that had started showing up lately.
Okay. Noor, could you please tell us what you
Miss, can I read?
paragraph? Yeah. Okay. Noor, so the one who's going to read, she's going to read and explain what she understood. Yes, Noor.
Okay, Miss. So the couple, the Gibbs, Miss, they are elderly couples, and they lived there for 50 years. Miss, they love to sit on their porch and sip tea and watch the birds. They set up 2 bird feeders in their backyard, and there are all kinds of birds that came and ate. But their favorites were the whooping cranes, and they started showing lately.
Excellent, excellent, exactly. So they put them in that pen, and the pen was like the backyard of one of the families, and they loved them so much, and that was like their favorite part of their day. They just sit, sip tea, and watch the birds. Excellent, Noor, thank you. Now, Mayar, you didn't raise your hand, my dear. Mayar, if you want to read, raise your hand. Okay. Aisha and Muna, I know that you participated at something, so I will like skip you for a while and then come back to you. Zaina, no?
Yes, yes.
Read
I will read.
paragraph 7. Yeah, paragraph 7, and then explain what you understood.
As far as Operation Migration was considered, with this
No,
destroyed.
concerned. So Operation Migration is the name of the organization that made that project. Okay, they were concerned. Why? Continue.
Unless something were done about those
Hold on, Zina. They were concerned because of something. Because what the Gibbs family are doing could destroy their project. Continue.
the bird would continue to hang around the Gibbs house. They would no longer be way of people that wouldn't
People.
able to survive on their own.
So it means, could you explain to me, please, what you understood from this paragraph?
Miss, but I have a question.
Yes.
Miss, who is the Operation Migration?
This is an organization that made the project. They decided to save the whooping cranes, and they were the ones who took them from Wisconsin to Florida. Okay. So they were concerned because the Gibbs family were around the birds the whole time, and that will make the birds feel familiar with people and dependent on people, right? They don't want the birds to be like that. Yes, Noor.
Miss, the Gibbs' house is in Florida or in their the other place?
No, in Florida.
Okay.
Yes. So Zena, what else you could understand from this paragraph?
No, it's nothing.
Okay.
Miss?
Yes, Aisha.
Why, like Miss, why they don't want them to depend on people?
Because they want them to depend on themselves. They want them to be able to fly, find their own food. If they are like depending on people, that time they will be dying again, right? If people are not like serving them food, so that time it will be a problem for them. Don't have to be like that. Imagine that you are comparing like 2 different cats, a tamed cat in your house and a cat in the street. If you took the cat that you raised in your house and just released her and left her in the street, what might happen to her?
She will die.
Why?
Oh, she will die, and she can't do anything.
Yes,
She can't find food.
Yes, she can't. She's not used to go and find food for herself. right?
Because she like at the certain time she would go and she would find her food and everything she wants.
Exactly. So she's depending on the family that she's living with. So that's why she will be depending on the food that they are serving. Like the street cats are like more independent, we can say, and they can find their own food and they can live. They can survive. So that's why we don't want the whooping cranes to be like the tamed cat at homes. Okay? Did you understand my point?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Miss. So like if like the Mrs. Gibbs like she weren't here, then like no one will like
Yes.
no one will
So
see
that
them.
exactly. So that time they will be endangered again because they can't depend on themselves to find food and survive. They will be depending on people most of the time. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. I have here Layan Al-Khashti. Layan, would you please read paragraph 8? And Mayar, you didn't raise your hand. Where is Mayar?
Miss, she left.
Okay. Yes.
The scientists were unmoved by Mr.
No, this is paragraph what?
story.
8. No, we are in
No.
paragraph 8. Yeah. After explaining.
After explaining the situation to Mr. Gibbs,
Representatives.
from Operation
Again, Layan.
Migration asked representatives from Operation Migration asked her to remove the feeders from her backyard. She refused. Her husband, it turns out, was dying of
Alzheimer's. This is
Alzheimer's,
yes.
and the only thing that made him happy and brought him into the present was seeing the family of whooping cranes in his own backyard.
Exactly. Okay. So what did you understand, Layan, from this passage? That Mrs. Gibbs was around the whooping cranes, but did the Operation Migration like what she did? That she's like feeding them and she put feeders for them?
No.
Yes, they asked her to do what?
To remove the feeders from her backyard.
Did she accept doing that?
No, she refused.
She refused. Yeah, why? Because her husband is dying of what? Of Alzheimer's. Do you know what we mean by Alzheimer's?
Yes.
Yeah, when like old people, when old people just they lose their memory and they forget everything about their past and they just like hardly remember like some names of people around them, right? So she was saying that the only thing that made him connected with like the present and the things around him is seeing the whooping cranes in his backyard.
Miss?
Yes.
But how did the whooping crane help?
They are not helping. They make him feel happy. That's it. So she's saying like, I don't want to remove the feeders because if I remove the feeders, what might happen to the whooping cranes? They're going to fly away. And this is what the organization want them to do. They want them to find their own habitat, to fly, to move, not to stay at the same place the whole time. They don't want to tame them. They saved them, they raised them. Now they feel that they are ready to fly. Okay, but Mrs. Gibbs refused to do that. Why? Because she wants to keep them. That's why she refused to remove the feeders. As long as the feeders are there, they will stay there. They will not fly away. Did you get my point?
Yes.
Now, who wants to read? Let's take Fatma Zahra. Paragraph 9.
Okay. The scientists were unmoved by Mrs. Gibbs' story. They were thinking of the birds that people had spent 24 hours a day trying to keep wild. They were thinking of all the time and money they had invested in this group of cranes. But in the end, they had to back down. How can you ask a woman to choose between her husband and a flock of birds?
Okay, so what did you understand, Fatma, from this passage or from this paragraph?
Okay, so first, the scientists they weren't so like they didn't believe Mrs. Gibbs' story, or were not concerned about Mrs. Gibbs' story, and they were thinking of the birds and people uh, that spend 24 hours a day to keep them wild.
Yeah,
So they wouldn't be they don't wouldn't depend on people. And also they were thinking of when
bird.
time and
Yeah,
money to invest the group of cranes, but the wo- but here they said, how can you ask a woman to choose between her husband and a flock
yeah.
of
So
birds?
they were
Emily
trying
didn't.
to be understanding. They know that what she's doing is wrong for their project, but at the same time, they can understand her feelings that she doesn't want the birds to fly away because that might kill her husband. Uh,
Yes,
if he like suddenly so that the birds are not there anymore, that might like affect his health badly. So that's why they were trying to be understanding. Good job, Fatma. Thank you.
Miss,
Yes,
okay.
Miss, can I read?
Ritaj. Okay. Yes, 10.
Miss, which
From
paragraph?
Moran, 10.
According to John Mowalam, Mrs. Gibbs did what any of us would do. As humans, we're hard wired to put our particular set of needs above others. We also have a responsibility to be the Earth's caretakers because of the power we have over other species, and sometimes we have to be comfortable balancing our needs with theirs.
Yes, exactly. So this is the who is John Wallam? He's the person who wrote this article, right? Okay, so according to him, he was like saying that as humans, we have to think sometimes of our needs, right? So that's why it was like a hard decision for the Gibbs family to do what the other organization was trying to make them do. Okay, so
Yes.
but still we have a responsibility. You could continue. Still, we have a responsibility to the earth. So we don't have to be selfish. We have also to think of the environment as well. So continue, Ritaj. Could you please tell me your reflection upon this paragraph? Ritaj, yeah. Tell me just what you understood about it. Ritaj? Ritaj.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me, what did you understand about this paragraph?
Miss, uh, uh, uh,
Ritaj, do you have any problem? Okay, Layan, what do you want to say?
No, miss, I didn't lower my hand when I wanted to read.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Muna, yes.
Yeah, so what I understood from paragraph number 10, which is like the writer who wrote this article is saying that like we human we care about our needs and more than like other people's needs, right?
Or the earth need.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but sometimes like we should like balance the stuff
exactly.
so we would not get hurt and the same time like other people or the planet or animals would not get hurt.
Good clap for Muna. Thank you. Good job, mashallah. Okay, so here we have actually this me show you. Today. When do you have the next class?
At 12.
We don't have
45.
one because the social studies said that she's not gonna teach us today.
Okay.
منى علينا شنو؟
Social studies, but she said that we are not going to study. She has another class.
Oh, okay. So now, can you see the chart? Here we
Yes.
like jot down or write down some words that are related to the passage. So you're going to raise hands as well because I want it to be organized. So the one I'm going to pick is going to write a word at each or like at any place here in these boxes. We have here some like people and the planet. Some words that you could like pick from the passage itself or what you could understand or whatever comes to your mind. We have like the word extension, we have like the word survive. Okay, so I will write my own. I'm going to start with mine, which is survive. Okay, so if you are ready to just add something, yes, Noor?
Miss, can I write whooping cranes?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're going to screenshot this part.
Okay.
Next, I can pick two to write at the same time. Muna?
Miss, when you said the question, I don't really hear you. So can you say it again, please?
Yeah, just write any word that comes to your mind that's related to the rethinking the wild that we have read now.
Release pen.
Okay, good. Now who else? Aisha Dekhil. Right.
Miss.
Aisha Al-Hassan, Zahra. So we have here many boxes. Jot down any word that comes to your mind from the passage that we read today.
Miss,
Okay.
what
Miss, can I write another one?
Yeah, write another one more.
Miss, how can we say like Hamlet in English?
Campaign.
Miss.
Campaign. C-A-M-P-A.
Okay.
C-A-I-G-N.
Miss, can I write something?
Yes. Fatma, right.
Is it okay if I wrote?
Sheikha Jaz.
Yeah, Miss.
Good morning.
Miss, I want to write the what?
If you wrote once, you can write again.
No, Miss. I want to write this thing for the organization. What was it?
It was called
Migration organization?
No. It was called Operation Migration.
Okay,
Operation,
I'll write it.
Yeah, Operation Migration. You can write scientists, you can write human needs. Yeah, just try to place it, Fatma, in one of the boxes.
Yeah, I'll just write it and then I'll place it.
Yeah, okay. What else we could write? You could write the word wild.
Miss, can I write save or?
Impact, survive, as I said, yeah. Okay, global warming, excellent. Who wrote global warming?
Me.
Excellent, good job. Endangered, you can write, for example. Try life, good job. Who wrote life?
Me.
MashaAllah. You can write extinction also. Alzheimer's, good. Extinctions as well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sorry. Please just type. Don't draw. No, I don't want any of you to draw. Please type. Who's trying to draw?
No, miss, I'm typing.
Yeah, okay.
Miss,
I was trying to draw it.
No, because it's messy sometimes. Yes,
Miss,
Hmm.
if I put like save the earth.
Saving Earth. Yes.
Yeah.
Cows, food, feeders. You could say. I will add one more, which is extensions.
Miss, someone put feeders and animals in my like
Extension.
box.
Yeah, miss, I just want to ask you a question. Is it okay?
Yes, sure.
Miss, actually now you wrote extension. Isn't extension something for the hair?
Let's see.
No, really, miss.
Spelled it. Think. Or canary.
Miss, what is that?
No, it's correct. No, the other one is not extinction, it's extension. Okay?
Oh, okay, miss.
Miss, I want to write
From the word
extinct.
extinct. Okay, so I remove it? Yeah, all right. I will remove mine. Let's see. Caretakers, good job, help, good. Add more.
Miss, can I ask a question?
Yes. Mashallah, mashallah.
Miss, I can hear like
Canary.
music that like suspense music.
Yeah. I think this canary comes from Noor's house.
I had this. Yeah.
Yeah, miss, but now he's quiet.
But I used to have one, what's like, Allah yarhamah. Allah, may Allah save you. Okay. Yes. Okay. Good job. Take a screenshot of this word network and keep it with you because we might like.
This is so creative. This is so creative.
Yeah. Okay.
Miss, some of them like in, yeah, miss, for example,
On
they
top of
release
each
them
other.
and they give.
Yeah, I know. They're on top of each other. Sorry, going to do that. Like feeders, animals, caretakers, like that. So it's more organized now.
Yeah, thank you.
Hmm?
I screenshot it.
I did as well. Okay. So I think so tomorrow, today I will not join at 4. We can join tomorrow at 4, okay? Because tomorrow we don't have English in the morning, so we will have another one.
Miss, can you make it at 5?
5?
Yes.
Okay. خلاص, no problem. 5 is okay for everyone. If it's okay,
Yeah, it is okay.
Yeah, Miss,
Yes, it's okay.
Miss, I think
Yes,
everyone's
yes.
going to say okay because like we can't go out at 5.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're trapped.
Yes. So good. So whenever we want to do something, we will do it after 5.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, good job. So actually tomorrow when you join at 5, you will be like, it's okay for you if you want to present, or we can present on the one on second. But I want you today to write a summary about the paragraph. Okay, so you will have 2 things to do. You will have to write a summary about the text, which is like 5 lines, for example, like that, and to do the pixel about the text itself. Okay.
Miss, will it be graded?
Miss, I just have a question.
Yes. 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 Muna.
Miss, for the pixel, so like for example, I will write like for the first slide, I will say like the woman or the corporation talked to the woman and
Yeah.
like they convinced her.
Like 2-3 more slides and that's it.
Okay, thank you, Miss.
Yeah. And for the summary, you're going to write what you understood, that the whooping crane, for example, survived mass extinctions that took place during prehistoric times, and that's why they were trying to save them. And then you have to say that they lived with a family, and at the end, the scientist was fearing that it could be a problem for the whooping crane, and they were trying to find a solution for that. So just like 4 or 5 lines summary about
Miss,
the text. Yes, Aisha.
Miss, just now, like Fatma Zahra is asking, she said, like, is the
Yes.
Pixton answer summary graded?
Yes. Okay. And we will be waiting for the decisions I talked to you about before. So all the stuff that you're doing will be taken in consideration, inshallah. Okay. So whenever I'm going to add marks, I have to revise all the materials and all the projects you have submitted. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Inshallah, tomorrow at 5. Noor, before I leave, would you like to say something? You're raising your hand.
No, Miss, I forgot to put it down.
Mona?
Sorry, me too.
No, there's nothing. I forgot it too.
Yeah, no problem. See you tomorrow at 5, inshallah. You will be
Okay.
you don't have to finish the summary and the Pixton tomorrow, no problem. You can present it on Tuesday. But tomorrow, if you have questions regarding making them, I'll be helping. And we're going to have a discussion as well about this. Okay?
Okay.
See you.
Miss,
Maybe I'll just like complete Pixton, but
Yeah,
not
I
the
want
summary.
to complete it. Okay.
Yes, we make it a story in Pixton.
Yes, like the ones that Mona and Aisha showed us. Okay. Yeah.
Miss, just a question. Do you know when they are going to like
Decide?
say if yes?
I have no idea. I'm waiting, like you. But inshallah, I think maybe next week everything will be more clear.
Okay.
Allah.
Thank you, Miss. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. See you tomorrow at 5.